So we're skipping to 12.5. Yes, we're skipping 12.4. And in 12.5, we get to start actually doing some math again with some simulations. So first, let's define what is the theoretical probability. The theoretical probability is what should happen in a perfect world. So for example, if I was talking about flipping a coin and I said, what's the probability that I get a heads, you would say, oh, 50%. That's correct. Theoretically, that's what should happen. Experimental probability is what actually happens. So let me write those definitions in really quick. Okay, so again, the coin flip should be 50% heads, 50% tails. But let's say I actually decide to flip a coin 10 times, let's say, and I get 3 heads and 7 tails. So my experimental probability would be 30% heads, 70% tails. Now, the more trials you do, the closer to theoretical probability you're going to get. As you can see, 30-70 is not really that close to 50-50. So that's really all we're doing today. When we try to figure out what the probability is, you're going to do the number of outcomes that you're looking for divided by total trials. Okay, so for like the heads, that would have been 3/10. And then you're going to take that number times 100 to turn it into a percent. So let's try the first example over here. A die is rolled 50 times and, there we go. A die is rolled 50 times and the results are recorded. Find the experimental probability of rolling at least a 5. Okay, so when it says at least a 5, it's looking for the numbers that are 5 and higher. So on a die, what numbers are those? 5 and 6. Okay, how many times did we roll a 5 or a 6? Add those two numbers together, and what do you get? 6 plus 7 is 13. So that's the total number of outcomes that we're looking for. I'm going to divide it by the total number of trials. So a little bit of quick math, grab a calculator, do whatever you got to do. It should be 50. So the answer to this one is 13/50. If I wanted that as a percent, I would just put that in my calculator and then times by 100, and it should be 26%. So the answer is C. Okay, let's try the next one. Students were asked how they travel to school each morning. Find the experimental probability of randomly selecting a student who does not ride in a car or a bus. So what are my options then? They either bike or they walk. So let's add those two numbers together. That would be 9. And let's add all of the numbers together. That will be 47. So the answer is F. And if I want to plug that in my calculator, multiply by 100 just to get a percent, the answer is... Pause the video because I actually don't know that one off the top of my head, so I'm going to have to find it. Nine divided by 47. I'm sorry, 19.14893617. Let's round that to the nearest percent, so that would be 19%. And that's all we're doing today. So your assignment again is going to be on Google Forms. Thank you.